good afternoon from a lovely sunny Cape Town, South Africa. It is 12 October 2020, a Monday afternoon. And let me start off by being brutally honest. Trying to make this introduction video has been much harder than I thought it would be. I've been thinking about making a series of videos for a while. Not that my life is extraordinary or more significant than anybody else's. But I know that I have had influence on people's lives by sharing my story over the years. And we don't know what's going to happen in the future. Like when I was little, my life has just literally 100% not turned out the way I thought it would be. In a month's time, I will be 53 years old. In 2 weeks' time, on the 26th of October, it will be 30 years since I have heard my HIV positive status. I will be living with HIV for 30 years. And I think that is a pretty good milestone to make. And no, I'm not the only one who's made it this far in life. But stories do impact people. And one thing I have learned and that I have relearned recently is that when we share our stories, we we give others permission to share their stories. We also sometimes give people hope, and other times, truth is, I might even irritate some people. But that's not what this is about. This is not about other people. This is about just sharing something that is important to me. So I was born on the 11th of November 1967. I've always loved my birth date because 11/11/67 actually rhymes a little bit, doesn't it? It's just been a pretty cool date for me. I was born in a small town called Ladysmith, KwaZulu Natal, here in South Africa. And most of our lives we've moved around a lot. So I'm just going to start off by sharing a little bit. And yes, I'm sorry to tell you that I'm going to share pretty much a lot about my life. And I tend to be brutally honest and I overshare, just one of those people. Ladysmith, the town, was probably most well known for the Anglo-Boer War. It was a siege between the Boer and the British for I think something like 118 days, which is one of the longest sieges in the history of wars. It is snug in the middle of, the Drakensberg, which is a beautiful mountain series. It's about 3 hours away from Durban, which is pretty well known for its beaches and warm sea waters. And then to the north, it is close to an area that is known locally as Zululand. Beautiful, green, lush, um, vegetative space. It's just amazing there. I'm living quite far away from that space at the moment, but my life has been about moving and changing and adapting and going places. So I was the first grandchild on both of my grandparents' side, which makes that I think I might have been spoiled a little bit initially. That was until my siblings arrived, but I'll explain some of that in later videos. My dad is a preacher and he was the leader of his very first congregation in Ladysmith when he met my mom, got married, and there I was a year later. By the time I was 3 years old, a brother has arrived in the meantime, and the four of us set off to move to a place called Port Elizabeth, which is, I would say, it's on the southeast coast of South Africa. A beautiful city called the Windy City and the Friendly City. um, lovely beaches, lovely seaside, challenging winds, and I started school there. My first grade one, I think it is called these days in South Africa. And it was only from Port Elizabeth days that I really actually have memories of my life. Obviously, before that, I was way too young. So that is how my life has started. Um, I am going to share, as I said, a few videos, and I've decided that with the introduction, I'll just do this little bit up until 1970. From there on, I'm going to do 5 more videos from 1970 to 1980 in 10-year slots because a lot of things happened in spaces of 10 years. I just want to add this little disclaimer. The stories that I'm sharing is my stories. It is my memories and my perspective of how my life has happened. Obviously, I do not live on an island by myself. Lots of other people are connected to me too. And some of them may even remember things differently. But that is how it is in life. We do not all remember things the same way. We do not all experience the same experiences the same way. And for that reason, I just want to say that from this moment onwards, in the next couple of days, the second video will arrive. This is my story. This is my drop in the ocean of life. Wonderful, rich stories. I thank you for watching.